Hey, congratulations again for checking out this amazing opportunity and welcome back. My name is Frank Vandy of the Infinity Group. By now, you should have a great understanding of what an amazing company Shaklee is. Their dedication to creating quality products that improve the health and well being of their customers is unmatched. In fact, they have more scientific research and clinical proof than the entire rest of the supplement industry put together. On top of that, Shaklee does over 83,000 purity tests per year, and they will refuse to sell any product that's not better than organic. And we're going to talk a lot more about that as we go through the rest of this training. Nobody else has these standards except Shaklee. Now let's take a few minutes to review some of the videos you watch, and I just want to highlight some of the key facts that you should really understand. In the first video that you watch, you met Roger Barnett, our CEO. I wanted to give you a little background on Roger because his leadership is one of the things that should get you most excited about the Shaklee opportunity. Roger has already transformed several struggling companies into billion-dollar powerhouses. He has a proven track record of success in seeing value and unlocking it. Now, he spent over $20 million of his own money researching companies just to find Shaklee, and then he spent another $300 million to buy it. And since buying Shaklee, Roger has opened new markets like China, Korea, India, and he's created amazing new marketing tools and poured money into scientific research to bring new products to the market. This is an exciting time to be part of Shaklee, largely because of Roger's vision and where he wants to take this company. Now, in the video that you watch, Roger introduced you to the three guiding principles of Shaklee products. Shaklee products are always safe, always effective, and always green. And we've had these same guiding principles since Dr. Shaklee started the company over 55 years ago, and it remains the guiding principles today. You were then introduced to the concept of social marketing. You learn that starting a Shaklee business is as simple as sharing these great products with others. They will then go out and share the products with others that they meet, and your business will grow. Now, one of my favorite parts of this video is when we get to meet Al Hagerman. Al has made over $23 million in Shaklee. His business started with just 13 people, and his organization is now nearly 275,000 people. Al found 13 people who, just like him, were willing to share Shaklee products and the Shaklee opportunity with others, and his business grew and his life was changed forever. One of the unique things about Shaklee is that you can create generational wealth. When you become a Shaklee distributor, you own your business forever. That means you can pass it down from generation to generation. And I'm not sure I know of any other company that makes this type of commitment to your success, but Roger has made that commitment to you and your family. The final concept on this video I thought was important is this. If you remember, I told you that when Roger was looking to buy a company, he spent over $20 million of his own money in research to find the perfect company. And then he spent $300 million to purchase the company. And the company itself, Shaklee, has spent over $300 million in research and development. When you start your Shaklee business, you get it for an unbelievably low one-time cost. And for that one-time cost, you get to partner with a billionaire and share all of his business expertise, all of his marketing expertise, and build a global business. I'm not sure I know of too many other opportunities like Shaklee. The next video was called Shaklee and You. And in this video, you heard our CEO and owner, Roger Barnett, talk about what he called the land of and. Now we're going to talk about this a little bit later, but the land of and simply means not having to choose between having a great money-making career and having time to spend with your family doing the things you love. With Shaklee, you can have a great money-making career and have the time to spend with your family doing the things you love. How awesome is that? Now, Roger then walked us through how Shaklee is at the forefront of the 5 biggest business trends in the world right now. Those trends are health and wellness, nutrition, beauty, home businesses, and the green movement. Many of these businesses are expected to quintuple in the next 5 years, making this the perfect time to start your Shaklee business. And for an amazingly low one-time fee, you get to participate in all of these businesses. Now in the Shaklee Science video, we learned that despite all the medical breakthroughs we hear about on a daily basis, the incidence of almost every major disease is up. Since 1999, the incidence of heart disease is up 10%. Since 1999, the incidence of cancer is up 20%. And since 1999, the incidence of type 2 diabetes is up 35%. These numbers are alarming. Many experts predict that for the first time in human history, our kids may actually live shorter lives than us. So why is this? It's because we are overfed and undernourished. Fast food sales are up 2,000% since 1981, and studies show that eating fast food 2 or more times per week can lead to an increase in risk for many diseases. And only 2% of us get the recommended daily allowance of fresh fruits and vegetables. And I will tell you, if you look at the RDAs for countries around the world, the U.S. has some of the lowest standards. And even with those low standards, only 2% of us are meeting those standards. Most scientists believe that many diseases such as heart disease and type 2 diabetes are preventable, and great supplementation like you get with Shaklee is a great way to improve your health. The next video you watch is called the Shaklee difference. In this video, you got to look inside at why Shaklee is so different than any other company in the world. They have spent over $300 million in research and development. They have dozens and dozens of patented products that you can't get anywhere else. In fact, just one of their nutrition kits alone contains 25 different patents. The video also mentions that Shaklee does over 80,000 purity tests. And what they do is they test every raw batch of materials that comes in and every batch of finished product that goes out. So why is that so important? Let me tell you a couple quick stories. Several years ago, Shaklee's number 4 selling product was a ginseng product, and it was a huge seller, bringing in multiple millions of dollars of revenue into the company. The most potent form of ginseng is found in China, and there had been heavy flooding in China that year, and the Chinese farmers sprayed all of the ginseng with a pesticide called quinazine, and quinazine is a heavy carcinogen. It is actually outlawed in the United States. Shaklee, when the shipment arrived, Shaklee, doing their product quality, tested all the ginseng and rejected it, and could not find any ginseng in the world that met their standards and was chemical free at that time. So they made the courageous decision to pull all of their ginseng off the market, and for 2 years did not sell ginseng. Their number 4 seller at that time. How many other companies do you believe made that same decision? None. Not one other company made that decision to pull theirs off, and it was either because they didn't know or they didn't care and they kept selling it. And those are companies that I don't want to take their products. Another quick story: Consumer Reports recently did a test of over 4,000 protein powders in the market and found that, by the way, Shaklee protein was not included in the study. These were commercially available. And that 100% of them contained either arsenic, cadmium, lead, and in some of them pretty significant levels. And I'm going to tell you guys, these were products that you know and see in the store every day. If you go by your checkouts, check in the little refrigerated section, you'll see Muscle Milk. There was also EAS, Myoplex in there too. So these were big brands. That's why it's so important to get this stuff tested. In this video, we also learned that Shaklee products are proven to work in clinical trials. In fact, Shaklee products have been written about in over 90 peer-reviewed medical journals. And this is more than the rest of the entire supplement industry combined. So if you want to know what a peer-reviewed medical journal is, it's the highest standard there is. So you have to prove that your product works over a long period of time in multiple clinical trials, and then a team of independent doctors will prove your results. And then, if and only then, it is shown to work by these independent groups, it'll get written about in a peer-reviewed medical journal. And Shaklee has over 90 of them. Like I said, more than the rest of the industry combined. The final thing we learned about was the landmark study. And this was an independent study conducted by the University of California, Berkeley, that showed that those people who use Shaklee products were significantly healthier than those who didn't. No other company has this type of third-party independent proof, not one other company. In the Shaklee Opportunity video, you heard from dozens of Shaklee distributors who have built a healthier and wealthier life because of Shaklee. Now, the video began with some compelling personal stories from several distributors about what Shaklee has meant to them. You then learned about several of the other Shaklee benefits, such as being able to earn a car and some of the great vacations that you get to go on with Shaklee. So here's a quick story. A few years ago, some of the top earner vacation trip was to Paris, France. The one thing that you have to understand about Shaklee trips is that everything is done first class and you don't pay for anything once the trip begins. The only thing you pay for is your trip to the airport and your trip back from the airport. Shaklee pays for everything else, and I mean everything else. Now, for anyone who's ever been to France, you know how crowded the Louvre Art Museum can be. Sometimes people wait for hours just to get in. So what was Shaklee's solution? They rented the entire museum for the people there from Shaklee. Now, how cool is that? We like to call that the Shaklee lifestyle. It's not just about money. It's not just about time. It's about living a wonderful lifestyle. In the final video, you heard from Master Coordinator Carlos Blanco. The first thing Carlos did was tell us that in the past 55 years, Shaklee has created over 2,000 millionaires. And these are people just like me and you. In fact, Shaklee has paid over $6 billion to people like you and me. And by the way, that's 6 billion with a B. The question is, how do you get there? Carlos then showed us the way. It starts with an easy 3-step system. And we'll talk more about this in a bit, but the system is as simple as you start using the product. Like thousands of other people, you will soon be wanting to share these amazing products with others. And when you share these products, others will fall in love with them as well. You will then share the Shaklee opportunity with others, just like someone's now sharing it with you. And then you'll teach them how to do the same and your business will grow. It's really that simple. Carlos then showed us the dream plan and walked you through the Fast Track bonus program and showed you how to make $100,000 in the next 12 months. My favorite moment of Carlos' video is right at the very end. Carlos told us that Shaklee has paid over $6 billion in bonuses over the last 55 years total. But based on current projections, they're going to pay another $6 billion in the next 5 years. How exciting is that? The question is, you have to ask yourself is, are you going to be part of that explosion? Now, a short time, I'm going to shift gears here just a little bit and talk to you guys about some other information that's important that you know. So a short time ago, my wife Catherine and I were out to dinner with a mentor of ours who happened to be the person who invited us to join Shaklee. During the middle of the dinner, he asked us, have you two ever thought about what it would be like to own your own life? Now, I'm pretty sure we had that kind of deer in the headlight looks because he laughed and said, hey, let me explain. If you subtracted out all the time you spent sleeping, subtracted out all the time you spent getting ready to go to work, subtracted out all the time you spent driving to work, subtracted out all the time you spent working, subtracted out all the time you spent driving home from work, and subtracted out all the time you spent taking care of the kids, shopping, cooking, cleaning, and all the other stuff you have to do, how much time would you have left to do the things you really love to do? And then he said, you know what, let me re-emphasize that last part. How much time would you have left in your day to do the things you really love to do? And we looked at him and said, you know what, to tell you the truth, we get up at 5 a.m. every day, and sometimes we don't get done with everything we have until about 10 o'clock at night. Our mentor looked at us and said, you know what, sadly, that's the most common answer I hear. He then said, owning your own life means having both the time and the money to do the things you love to do. He then asked us, what is the one thing that you would do if you owned your own life and you had the time and the money to do the things you love to do? He said, go ahead, think it over. I'm just going to sit here and eat my chicken while you do. So Catherine and I spent a few minutes talking, and after a few minutes we came back and said, you know what, if we had both the time and the money to do whatever we wanted to do, we would travel the world with our kids. We'd go to Italy, France, Greece, London, Australia, and we'd be there to look to experience it with them and just to see the looks on their faces as they got to experience all these places. Our mentor then looked us in the eye and said, "If I could show you a way working part-time you could realize that dream, would you be willing to check out the opportunity I have for you?" Well, we were obviously pretty interested and excited. So we checked out Shaklee, just like you're doing now. And we came to know and love Shaklee, and we consider the invitation that we received that night to be one of the greatest blessings we have ever received. Now you've received that same blessing, that same invitation. What's your dream? What would you do if you owned your own life? What would you do if you had the time and the money to do the things you wanted to do? In the very near future, you should be having a follow-up call scheduled with the person who sent you to this video. Now, some of you might be saying, how do you know that? Well, here's a big hint, guys. I told you we have a system, and that's all part of the step-by-step system that we teach you. If you didn't get the chance in your first conversation with that person, I want you to share with them what you would do if you owned your own life. Our mentor then left us with one last thought. He grabbed a napkin and he wrote out the chart similar to what you see here and told us about the recent study done by the Social Security Administration. The study showed that for every person who works 45 years or more, you've got 62% are still working, 28% are broke, and 5% are dead. That means, guys, 45 years of working and 95% of these people end up down here with really no money to speak of. Of the 5% that are left, 4%, or I'm sorry, 1%, so 25% of them, 1% total are rich. That means they got money from a rich aunt or someone like that. And 4% are financially independent. And out of those 4%, they built their own business. So the question you have to ask yourself is, whose business are you building? Yours or someone else's? So listen, this is really a simple business, and it boils down to 3 simple steps. First, all you got to do is start using the Shaklee products. You're already spending money on other products not made by Shaklee. All you have to do is take the same money you were spending on other products and start using Shaklee products. You've already heard about the amazing science and proof behind these products. The real question is, why would you want to use anything else but Shaklee? Once you start using Shaklee products, you're going to notice how much better you feel, and you're going to want to tell everyone you know about them. It's no different than finding a great restaurant or going to a good movie. You want to tell people about it, and once you do, your business will grow. Our team's going to show you some easy ways to do all this. The other thing you can do is share the Shaklee opportunity with someone, just like someone has now shared the Shaklee opportunity with you. My guess is that most likely you know someone who could use an extra 1,000, 5,000, or 10,000 per month. What a blessing you could be in their life if just by sending them to this web page, just like you were sent to this web page, where they can learn about the Shaklee opportunity just like you're doing now. Now, at the opposite end of the spectrum, many of us know people who are doing really well in life, but they have no time for themselves, right? They're so busy at work. Do you think they might be praying for a way out of the rat race? Of course they are. And you could provide them with just the solution that they're looking for. Once they watch these videos, they'll make a decision just like you're going to make shortly. They will decide if Shaklee is the opportunity that they've been hoping and praying for. If it is, they're going to join us. They'll start using Shaklee products. They're going to fall in love with Shaklee's many products. And then they're going to share that love with others, and they will share the videos in the Shaklee opportunity with others. And your business is going to grow. As they build their business, your business will grow. The best part about Shaklee, it's not about one person doing a ton of work. It's about all of us doing a little work. So why should you start your own Shaklee business? First, you get to represent a great company. As you've already seen, Shaklee products are amazing. Shaklee has patented products that no one else can produce, and they are backed by real clinical research, and they are clinically proven to work. Next, you can start your own Shaklee business part-time. Work a few hours per week and then add more as your business grows and you get extra time. How many other businesses have that type of flexibility? There's no big upfront costs with the Shaklee business. Many businesses, you can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to start your business before you even open your doors. With the Shaklee business, there's a very small one-time fee that costs to get started to build your business anywhere you go. With Shaklee, you earn residual income. The average Shaklee customer stays a customer for 17 years, and this earns you money month after month after month. With the Shaklee business, you don't have to sell. Just share Shaklee products, the ones that you love, with other people and let them decide if Shaklee is right for them. When you start your Shaklee business, you're in business for yourself. You get to decide who you do business with and when you want to work. How do you think that would work if you tried that with your current job? Now, while you're in business by yourself, you're not in business by yourself. First, you're partnering with Shaklee, the #1 natural nutrition company in the United States. Second, you're partnering with Roger Barnett, our dynamic billionaire owner. And finally, you're partnering with our entire team. On our team, you have dozens of top earners who will work with you, who will train you, and who will show you a step-by-step system that includes this presentation that you're watching right now to build your Shaklee business. So now you have a decision to make. You've been introduced to the concept of owning your own life and building a distributor business like the one Shaklee offers, and you can create an amazing residual income. You've learned about the amazing effectiveness and quality of Shaklee products, and you've learned about our training system that will help you build your network. You now have to decide if this is the right choice for you. When you join our team, you have our commitment that we will provide you with all the tools, training, and support that you need to build a business as big as you want. Remember, you're in business by yourself, but not for yourself. If you're ready, call the person who sent you to this training series and join our team by becoming a Shaklee Gold Ambassador. Our team will jump into action and provide you with the tools and the training you need to start your Shaklee business. I look forward to meeting and working with you in the very near future. Hey guys, I wanted to leave you with one last image. This is Shaklee Master Coordinator Carol and Al Hagerman. Their Shaklee business pays them more than $3,000 a day, and if you do the math, that's over $1 million a year. And they've made over $23 million total in their time with Shaklee. Do you think they own their own lives? The question you need to ask yourself is, if they've done it, why can't you? Thank you for taking time to watch this video series, and like I said, I am excited to be working with you in the very near future. Thank you.